Today we're talking about books. It's my Sunday. I don't know why I have braided pigtails, but I do. Let's talk about some reading, shall we? So, a couple weeks ago, Megan talked about reading 50 books in the year, and Crystal talked about it in her video. And I swear to you, when I planned my first Sunday video of the year, which was supposed to be like right after the New Year, but I couldn't do it because I was traveling for a Christmas vacation thing, and I had to switch with Shan switched with me. I had planned to do some kind of book club, so I think that the ladies of Project Lifesize are all in some cosmetically amazing thing. And I know Crystal started a kind of like a space on our Facebook where you can go talk about what books you're reading right now. And this is what I'm going to do for the next year with my Sunday videos, is talk about the 50 books in 365-day challenge, and talk about what books I'm reading, and hopefully you guys will post video responses about or comments about what books you're reading. This is my just joy. So I'm so excited to talk about that. And so today I wanted to talk about some sources where we could all kind of chat about our book situation, and maybe even some tips on how to do this, because having been a former English teacher, I know the difficulties of getting people to read when they have to read. A lot of people have asked me for a list of books that I would recommend that they read. I think that's the cool thing about the Facebook and the Tumblr, is you can kind of see what everybody's reading if people post and get some ideas that way. But here are my tips. Number 1, pick books that you like, not just books to read. When I was a kid, I entered this reading contest, this summer reading contest, and I would just mindlessly read whatever crap someone put in front of me. And that's not how and I won. But that's not how you go about these things, people. Pick books that you like, or you think you'll like, or someone thinks you'll like. Not all your books have to be fiction. Now, I'm a fiction reader. I love fiction, but occasionally I love a good memoir, a good autobiography. And there's a book I read last year called The Omnivore's Dilemma, about the history of eating meat and the cultivating of meat and what that means in our culture and to our bodies and to everything. Great book. I learned a lot. It's okay to learn something. Number 3, this is very important, especially for me when I'm doing something like this, is stagger the difficulty. Not just difficulty, but intensity. If you read a book that's just, the next book you read should be a lighter read, because again, staying in that intensity for too long will burn you out very fast. I find too that if I read a book that's really intense, I don't really want to start another book right away, because it's still kind of marinating in my brain. So starting something that's a little bit of an easier read helps me kind of ease back into the game. Number 3, reread books that you haven't read in a long time. Maybe in high school you read Catcher in the Rye or To Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe you didn't like it, or it was okay, or your 17-year-old brain is now different than your 22, 25, 35, 55-year-old brain. Read it again. You'd be surprised the layers that you can open up with experience and with your wisdom that you've gained, even if it's only been a few years since you've read it. Number 4, find a friend who's doing it and swap books with them. That's really cool, because then you can talk about it with each other. There's actually a website called Paperback Swap. If you don't have somebody that's doing this kind of challenge, you can swap books with people all over. Oh, and also on the swapping thing, if you have a Kindle, you can actually swap books, certain books though. You have to go into your Manage Your Kindle books, and then on the left hand side there's plus signs, and you click on the plus sign next to each book, and there'll be a button that says loanable, and you can actually loan that book through your email to somebody else, except you can only loan it out once to one person, and when you loan it to them, and it's only loanable for 14 days once you do hit that button to that person, you can't read it during those 14 days. It's like literally loaning the book. So if you do that, or you want to loan me a book, I'll loan you a book. Maybe send us a little message, and we'll hook that up. And the last thing I would say is, remember, it's about the journey, not the number. It's not about the number, people. It's about reading stuff that feeds your soul or gets you excited and makes you laugh, makes you cry, it makes you curious about something in the universe, and makes you just passionate about those words. And I was thinking, if you all are interested, I was thinking that maybe, again, I did a Shan face. I'm channeling Shan constantly in these videos. Maybe we could do like chats, book chats in Tiny Chat or in like a blog TV. So stay tuned for those, because I think I'm going to announce one maybe on one of my Tuesday videos. I'll announce that night we'll be doing a book chat and see if I can get some of the other girls to join in. How fun would that be? Okay, so the last thing I want to do is tell you what books I've read so far. So that every 5 weeks, because my Sunday video comes up every 5 weeks, I'm going to tell you what I personally have read and what I think about it. I've read The Unbearable Lightness by Portia de Rossi. Amazing. Have you ever dealt with an eating disorder or know someone that has, or just really want to read a great personal account of someone's struggle, it's just so powerful. Read Portia de Rossi's book. And then the other 3 books that I've read this year, The Hunger Games, all 3 books. I read them all in 1 week. The first book I read in a night. The second book I read in two nights, and the third book I read in 3 nights. I think I was just trying to make it last as long as I could, and I loved them. I thought they really showed the expanse of that character and the people around her. A lot of people are upset about certain romantic endings. It's not what that book is about at all. And it was about relationships, absolutely. But it was about how far does love take you? And I don't just mean romantic love, but how far does love take you, and how far can you take yourself? And they were just so powerful to me, and I really thought that they developed each book into the next a powerful message about war and about violence and about what we allow ourselves to believe. And I would highly recommend The Hunger Games. Love them. So go forth, read, stay tuned for a blog TV and or Tiny Chat in the very near future. And please, please, please go to the Facebook page and to the group that Crystal started. Go to the Tumblr, and I'm going to post what books I'm reading and post what books you're reading. And I think this is going to be so much fun at the end of the year. Even if if some of you have only ever read 20 books, maybe that's 20 more books in a year that you have read before. And that's what's important, is getting that stuff into your brain, because it makes us just amazing people. It really does. It really, really does. I love you all. I will see you Tuesday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.